First, the latest on the deadly mass shooting on McCallie Avenue early Sunday morning. Chattanooga police say all 17 victims were shot. 3 of them were also hit by a car. 3 people have died. Some others were seriously injured. Dallas Payton talked to a woman who was nearby on her porch at the time of the shooting. Dallas?
David, the person I spoke with was still shaken up from the shooting that took place yesterday morning and told me what she saw will live with her for a long time. Saturday night, a woman, her husband, and some friends were outside on the porch near McCallie Avenue enjoying the night. As the night went on, she recalled more people gathering in the area. She remembers hearing people drag racing just a street over.
And at some point we heard what I thought initially was fireworks, and just thinking Memorial Day had just passed, like it's not that unusual to hear fireworks late at night here. But my husband and one of our friends was a little suspicious, and they were like, are we sure that that's fireworks? And then we heard another set of now what I know to be shots.
The woman we spoke with wants to stay anonymous for her safety. Shortly after, she recalled hearing some commotion on the other side of her fence, and she found a person suffering from a gunshot wound.
The woman was really messed up, really badly injured. And my friend actually took off her shirt and just said, we need to apply pressure. And there was a big wound on the woman's chest. And she just applied pressure, and I just held her hand and we talked to her and just told her everything was going to be okay.
They stayed with the victim until the police and EMTs arrived at the scene. She says since the incident, it's been tough for her to sit on the porch, a place she goes to relax on a daily basis.
We eat meals out here. Our kids play in this yard. Every time I look at that electric pole, I think about a woman that died right there, basically, you know.
One of the 3 victims killed in the shooting was a family member of Militant Money.
Real good, positive guy, humble, cool, drama free and everything. And I hate that, he got caught in the environment of the characteristics of stuff like that. And man, it just really broke, my heart and a lot of other people's heart.
Money says the violence has to stop here locally and nationwide.
Yes, the community need to react by just reaching one, teaching one, each one teach one. And we heard that slogan before, but just by, if you see someone with the characteristics or the ill mind or the symptoms of something that could create something like that, really just try to help really diffuse it by showing them really what's cool, and by showing them that things like this isn't cool or isn't going to lead to anything positive.
The 2 I spoke with send their condolences to the victims who were injured or lost their lives in the tragic shooting, and people have already started to honor those victims of what took place by putting flowers, candles, and bears out here off of McCallie Avenue. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Dallas Payton, Local 3 News.
Thank you, Dallas. Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly spoke to CNN about this weekend's violence. He said it's important that law enforcement officers keep guns out of the hands of those who are not legally allowed to own them.
This is not something that, I'm not trying to take away anybody's Second Amendment rights, but I think we can agree that there are common sense approaches here. And law enforcement, again, is pretty unified in their approach to finding common sense ways to keep guns out of the hands of violent criminals and the mentally ill. I think everybody agrees on that. The question is how.
Both Hamilton County District Attorney candidates have something to say about these recent shootings. Meredith Aldis is live with more on their plans to curb the violence. Meredith?
David, Republican Hamilton County District Attorney candidate Cody Womp says if she's elected, she'll seek the harshest punishment the law allows for those who are creating this violence. Meanwhile, the Democratic candidate John Allen Brooks says he'll make sure every crime is investigated with professionalism. In the span of 2 weeks, at least 26 people were shot in Chattanooga. Local leaders are responding, calling for change. Womp says she'll do what she can to enforce the law and deter criminals from committing these acts. Brooks says he doesn't think a simple solution exists, but will work professionally prosecuting crimes of violence.
For me, it's take them off the streets. It's a zero tolerance policy.
Crimes of violence, civilized society cannot tolerate that.
Now, current Hamilton County District Attorney General Neil Pinkston says he's exploring charging the teen suspect from last weekend's shooting on Walnut Street as an adult. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Meredith Aldis, Local 3 News.
Thank you, Meredith. Also this weekend, there was a separate shooting on Fort Street in Chattanooga late Saturday night. 3 people, including a 9-year-old, were shot inside a car and have non-life-threatening injuries. If you have any information on that Fort Street shooting, call 698-2525. Governor Bill Lee signed an executive order designed to enhance school safety. This will create a school safety resource guide for parents to help them advocate for safe conditions at schools. It also lays out how to report suspicious activity.
We can't control what we can't control. There are things we can control and there are things we cannot. And one of the things that we can control, and that's what we're talking about today here, is how it is that we can improve the practical, pragmatic steps to making a school safer. We can control that.
The order also calls for an assessment of law enforcement training and recommendations to improve active shooter training. Coming up, a Chattanooga doctor will soon be featured in a documentary spotlighting his amazing work with children. A world-renowned Chattanooga plastic surgeon will be featured in a documentary. Dr. Larry Sargent of Chattanooga is widely known for his extensive work in craniofacial and cleft surgery. He has changed the lives of children with craniofacial deformities.
When you can make a dramatic change in their appearance, or you can restore them back to normal, there's nothing more rewarding than to see the happiness and the smiles on the children and their family, and how grateful they are that they've been able to get that type of result.
The documentary is called Beautiful Faces, the wonderful story of Dr. Larry Sargent. The final portions of the documentary will be filmed this weekend during Dr. Sargent's annual Cleft and Craniofacial Picnic at Coolidge Park. A lot of happy faces. Still to come, don't leave your child in a car as summer temperatures heat up, or any time for that matter.
It's always bad to leave your child in the car. Quick look outside right after the break is going to show more rain and thunderstorms moving through the Tennessee Valley. No severe storms at this point, and we're going to keep a close eye, see if we see any of those severe weather popping up. But if you are going out tonight, definitely some scattered showers and storms to deal with. We'll have the details in your forecast right after this on Local 3 News at 5.
Cancer-free traffic, presented by CHI Memorial. Our team of cancer specialists review and recommend the best treatment options to care for our patients. And nurse navigators help patients throughout their journey with cancer. Learn more at memorial.org/cancer.
Here you see Highway 153 at DuPont Parkway. There's a multiple vehicle crash, and you're seeing the flashing lights there on the left side of your screen. We haven't heard about any possible injuries, but it is slowing traffic down there, and hopefully everybody's okay and traffic can resume normally shortly. Dozens of children die every year as a result of being left in a hot car. That's why we talk about it so often. Perhaps we can save some lives if you'll help us spread the word. Here's Mandy Gaither.
It can happen in a matter of minutes. As the sun beats down on a car, a danger rises up.
Children, in fact, they get overheated 3 to 5 times faster than adults. This can prove to be very, very deadly.
Leaving a child in the car, even for a quick errand, can be dangerous. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program says when it's 75 degrees, it takes 30 minutes for the inside of your car to hit 104 degrees. But the danger rises with the temperature. At 95 degrees outside, it takes 5 minutes for the inside to reach 102.
Children, they don't do a good job of sweating. They also dehydrate very, very quickly, and they don't evaporate the heat from their skin as efficiently as adults, which makes being in a hot environment, including being in a hot car, a particularly dangerous situation for small children and infants.
Pediatric emergency physician Dr. Manisha Agarwal says many times exhausted parents accidentally forget their child is in the car. Experts suggest buckling a stuffed animal in the front seat or putting something you need in the back seat with your child.
Some people say put one of your shoes back there. Some people say put your phone, put your purse, put your wallet. Hopefully it will trigger you to look back and notice, oh, my child is back there too. I need to do something.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
So call 911 immediately if you see a child or an animal inside a hot car. Here in the Tennessee Valley, you've seen clouds move in. Sometimes they move out, but we've had some storm damage here and there, David.
Yeah, Jackson County, Alabama had a couple of wind damage reports, a couple of trees knocked over from a strong wind with some pretty good thunderstorms that we had moving through west of Chattanooga earlier, just about an hour ago. And now we're looking at still a few thunderstorms that are going to be popping up on and off throughout the evening. Nothing widespread where everybody's getting thunderstorms at the same time, but we will see them continuing to pop up to the west and move through as we move throughout the evening. That'll keep temperatures mid to upper 70s. Might see it a little bit cooler where we do get some rain, and some folks have had some good rain. Look at the Sequatchie Valley near Dunlap. We've had more than an inch of rain falling with storms moving through. In Jackson, Alabama, we've had about an inch of rain and lesser amounts here and there, about a tenth to a quarter of an inch with storms moving through the Tennessee Valley. So we're continuing to watch that and continuing to see them building up. We take a look at a few storms that are drifting generally to the east and northeast. The entire complex, though, is moving eastward. We have a few storms that we can focus on. This one that is moving through Dunlap, producing very heavy rain right now. 30% chance it's producing some small hail, so we're keeping an eye on these storms for that. This line of storms does have a history of producing hail, especially a little bit further to the west, so it's absolutely possible we could be getting gusty winds as well as small hail with those storms moving through. So that is moving to the northeast at 20 miles per hour. Here are some of the areas with this particular storm, as you just saw it update, moving to the northeast at 33 miles per hour toward Whitwell. Keeping an eye on it, it's going to be moving into Mineral Springs within the next 10 to 12 minutes, and a 70% chance that that system is producing hail of about a half an inch in diameter. As a matter of fact, we're going to click on that here. I want to do a little bit of storm tracking with you while we're live, just to kind of see exactly what we are looking at with that storm. So it's showing a 70% chance of hail, and that is something that we definitely want to focus on. So if we're getting hail with this one, that is probably about where we are getting it, in between South Pittsburgh and Lads. And again, we're talking about in the path of these, you can see this is the hail swath that shows the history of the storm. So the storm generally moving to the northeast, it's moving this way, and you can see in the path of that storm where the hail has fallen. So again, hail, gusty winds, those are going to be the biggest factors that we are looking for with these storms as they move through. Also, the one to the south lifting up through Jackson and DeKalb County in Alabama, you can see where we have a little bit of energy with that one also. That's going to be lifting up into northwest Georgia, Dade County, and ultimately you're going to see this lifting up into the Chattanooga area within the next 30 to 45 minutes. So storms on and off really through Wednesday. Might dry out for a day on Thursday, then more storms on Friday, and then drying out for the weekend. The weekend overall, mainly Sunday, looks amazing. It's going to be pretty good. 81 degrees right now, dew point of 70. It is muggy outside. You probably felt it as you walked out and about this afternoon. 84 right now in Dalton, and we are at 81 in Murphy, 80 in Blue Ridge. Well, our clouds and radar showing these impulses of storms that are going to be moving through. You can see this one initially moving through, and then behind that we have another one that's going to move through during the overnight into tomorrow morning. And again, that'll be the case on and off through Wednesday. So we take a look on through tonight. This is midnight tonight. You can see some pretty decent storms back toward Middle Tennessee. As we head on into the overnight, you're going to see some of those showers and storms moving through. I do think some of you will have a wet commute on Tuesday morning, tomorrow morning, so be ready for that. And there may be some good rumbles of thunder to go with that. In terms of tornadoes, severe weather like that, I don't see that happening. We could get a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings where we have elevated wind gusts, maybe some small hail embedded in these as well, so those are the things we'll look out for. Not much going on, though. I'm not going to rule out an isolated shower or storm Tuesday morning. And then on Wednesday morning and on and off really through the day Wednesday, we'll take you on through Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. We'll have some spotty showers and storms popping up on and off throughout the day. Even Wednesday night as a front approaches and slides through, we'll see things still a little dicey in terms of scattered showers. By Thursday, that front slides to the south. We'll see it a little bit drier. I don't think it'll cool down much, but then we're going to see a warm front lifting up on Friday. That's going to bring us more scattered showers and thunderstorms. Then that front will slide out. A few showers early on Saturday, and then we will see dry, amazing air moving in on Sunday. So we'll keep our chances of showers and storms pretty decent, 60 to 70% through Wednesday, 10% on Thursday. Again, a little bit of a break there. Friday, we'll bump it back up to 60%. Notice just warm and muggy. Temperatures about where they should be. The humidity will be a little high. A couple of showers maybe as late as Saturday afternoon, but notice 81 for the high. Humidity will be dropping. Amazing weather on Sunday with a high of 84, and then back up to 89 by Monday.
New streaming services can be overwhelming with all the choices right at your fingertips, but there's an app to help you pick what to watch on your next movie night. Stick around for What the Tech and see how it works. Plus,
we really want to invite people to this campus, invite people to have an experience like they've probably never had.
A project at UTC hopes to bridge the gap of politics. At 5:30, the way it could help people with different views find common ground and how you can take part. Stay with us for Local 3 News at 5:30. We'll see you in about 7 minutes.
The ever-increasing price of gas is putting a squeeze on all of us, and Jay Gray says it could get worse before it gets any better.
Another week, another record high. According to AAA, the average price of gas in the U.S. is now $4.86 a gallon, up 25 cents in just the last week. The highest price at the pump right now, close to $10 a gallon in Northern California.
And here I am spending $100 on filling up my tank.
And it's not likely to get any better, with summer travel driving demand and prices even higher.
I never thought that I wouldn't be able to go visit my kids because of gas and airplane prices. You know, it's really sad.
For others, it's the trip to work that's getting tougher to make.
I try to erase it from my mind because I have to go to work.
Getting clothes, food, and other goods where they're going cost more as well, an expense being passed on to consumers.
And it could worsen if we get a major hurricane or any refinery shutdowns.
Potentially adding to what is already a very costly summer. Jay Gray, NBC News.
All right, we have some weather information for you. David Carnes has been tracking watches and warnings. And David, I understand something new has come across?
Yeah, DC, we got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning in effect. And you can see that is, I'm kind of looking at with you, in effect until, what did it say? I can't even see it. Cedric, tell me what it says with your young eyes, my friend.
Yes, it says, and I'm going to look it up right now.
All right.
It says 6:15.
6:15, thank you very much. Until 6:15 Eastern time. Biggest deal that we've seen with these storms, hail as well as gusty winds, and that is what this particular one is producing for parts of Hamilton County. You can see that. We're extending out. This is the hail swath. This is showing where you see the little icons. This is the history of the storm. And moving to the northeast, it's been moving to the northeast at about 20 to 30 miles per hour pretty rapidly and producing hail in the wake of the storm. So it's doing that right now as it moves into the warning area. So a quick look at the radar imagery as we loop this. You can see it all sliding eastward, not only producing hail, but likely producing wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour. Now this is a graphic that can show us rain, hail, wind shear also. And whenever we see, notice on the end of this loop, this little spot right here, that patch right there just southeast of Jasper, if we're getting hail, that's probably where we are getting it. So that's what we're keeping an eye on. Not only are we looking at some pretty strong cores of hail, we're also looking at some pretty decent wind gusts. These wind gusts are running at about 30 to 50 miles per hour. So very strong wind gusts entering that area also. Highest wind gusts that we've seen so far, 34 miles per hour in Chattanooga. So we're keeping an eye on that. That severe thunderstorm warning again in effect for parts of Hamilton County until 6:15. We'll have more coming up literally in just a couple of minutes. We'll take a quick break and then we'll come back. More Local 3 News, 5:30 right after this.
This is Local 3 News at 5:30.
Thank you for joining us for Local 3 News at 5:30. I'm Latrice Curry.
And I'm Greg Glover. Today, for the second week in a row, there's heartache in Chattanooga after a shooting. Early yesterday morning, 17 people were shot on McCallie Avenue, 3 of whom died in what Chattanooga police call the worst mass shooting in the last 20 years.
Just 1 week ago, Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly and Police Chief Celeste Murphy addressed gun violence in the city after 6 juveniles were shot. Over 26 people have been shot in the city over the past 10 days. Now, police are working to identify victims, suspects, and what led to the shooting on McCallie Avenue Sunday morning. Dallas Payton talked to a neighbor who was on her porch when it happened. He joins us live now with more on this. Dallas.
Latrice, the person I spoke with was still torn and shaken up from the shooting that took place yesterday morning and told me what she witnessed will live with her for a long time. She says that night she, her husband, and some friends were outside on the porch enjoying the night. The later it got, she says more people started crowding the area. She remembers hearing people drag racing just the street over. At some point, she thought she heard fireworks, which turned out to be gunshots. Not too long after hearing a car pass by, there was a bunch of commotion right outside of her fence. The woman we spoke to wants to stay anonymous for safety reasons.
We heard doors slamming, people screaming, a lot of noise, and we heard somebody, maybe one person or multiple people, start screaming like she's been shot. And so we all jumped up and ran down into the yard and ran to where we could see around the privacy fence. And a woman was obviously injured, laying on the sidewalk right next to our yard.
She says she and the others jumped the fence to attend someone who was shot. One of her friends ended up taking off their shirt to apply pressure on one of the wounds until police and EMT got there. She sends her condolences to the victims who were injured and lost their lives in the tragic shooting. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Dallas Payton, Local 3 News.
Thank you, Dallas. Time now to switch gears, and the weekend was nice, but things have changed outside now, Greg.
The sunshine we enjoy is giving way to clouds and maybe a few thunderstorms out there. David Carnes in the Storm Alert Center to get us up to date on some warnings. David.
Yeah, Greg, new severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:15 for parts of 6:15 for parts of Hamilton County, Marion County, and Sequatchie County. The main things that we're looking out for, other than the rain and lightning, is hail as well as gusty, if not damaging, wind. So this is the latest on this storm right now. It's moving northeast at 36 miles per hour. 80% chance it's producing hail. Some of that hail could be as much as an inch in diameter. The BTI number, which is a tornado index on a scale from 1 to 10, is very low. We're not that concerned with tornadic activity with that, but again, hail and wind are going to be the two biggest things that we're looking out for. Here are some of the areas impacted by this system within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Kettner Mill within the next 10, 11 minutes. Powell's Crossroads within the next 20 to 25 minutes. Whitwell within the next 20 to 23 minutes. Again, it's moving to the northeast at 22 miles per hour right now, moving through Mineral Springs, Inman, exiting Jasper and Lads, heading toward, again, Kettner Mill, Sulphur Springs, and those areas. One thing we're watching in terms of hail is this little core. If we're getting hail with this system, this is likely Mineral Springs, Inman, where we're getting the hail, and that hail core is lifting to the northeast at, again, 20 to 30 miles per hour. This storm system has been producing hail. This is the history of this storm, and you can see in its history, every place you see the pink, especially the dark pinks, that is where hail has likely fallen out of this storm. So in its path, that is going to be something that we are watching as it continues to move to the northeast. Another thing we're watching is wind gusts, and these are good estimations. We're going to look at 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts, and we could see some wind gusts in excess of 50 or 60 miles per hour with this system. So wind and hail, as well as the heavy rain and lightning, are going to be things to look out for. Another thing we can look at to find where some of that wind is strong is looking at our wind shear. Typically, we look at wind shear to find out where areas of rotation are. When we're looking at that, we're looking at some of these moderate and high levels of shear. But even when you see these lighter colors, that's still a good indication that you're getting some pretty gusty, strong winds there also. So again, that severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:15. We'll have more coming up in just a moment.
Thank you so much there, David.
A special conversation is coming to UTC. It's said to shine a light on the importance of discussing politics with peace.
Local 3's Elise Zwick has more for us.
A UTC professor and staff writer are taking one small step right here on campus to bridge the gap of opposing political views this midterm election year.
This program, One Small Step, is an oral history project from StoryCorps. And StoryCorps has been around about 20 years. And what they do is they travel the country and engage with communities.
Will Davis is a professor at UTC. He is spearheading this politically focused project on campus. He says this is not a political debate, but a chance to meet a stranger with different political views through conversation.
There is so much division in the country now, and it doesn't always feel like the United States. So Charlie and I asked ourselves, what resources do we have? What tools do we have available to us to do something about the polarity? And this is what we're doing.
Davis's partner on this project, Charlie Reed, says they attended a virtual training hosted by StoryCorps to help guide them through this social experience. They are looking for Republicans, Democrats, and everything in between to come together for a 50-minute conversation they'll facilitate.
This is such a politically diverse region. You know, again, many walks of life, many political affiliations, and so we're getting folks to come together as neighbors and work toward just a more civil discourse.
All conversations will be private unless the participants decide to allow them to be available for public use. The goal is to find some common ground and focus on kindness in political discussions moving forward. Chattanooga is one of the 6 cities to host this experience.
We really want to invite people to this campus, invite people to have an experience like they've probably never had, and for it to be a step for just a kinder, more empathetic society.
If you want to participate, open the Local 3 News app for more information. Reporting in Chattanooga, Elise Zwick, Local 3 News.
You can sign up to participate at utc.edu. We also have that link on our website. Stay with us. We are back after the break. We want to check back in with David Carnes.
David, get us up to date on what's moving through at this point.
Yeah, hey guys, severe thunderstorm warning for 6:15 for the highlighted area, including parts of Hamilton County, Sequatchie County, Grundy, or Marion County, as well as southeastern Sequatchie County. This is until 6:15. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail are the biggest threats. Expect damage to roofs, siding, trees, things of that nature, a possibility. Places like Chattanooga, Soddy Daisy, Signal Mountain, Walden, Lakeside, Whitwell, Fairmount, Harrison, Red Bank, all under the gun with this and in the path of this storm. So let's go through it just a little bit if we can. You see the areas that are in the path of that storm within the next 25 minutes. 80% chance it's been producing hail. It has been producing hail in its path, so I suspect it is producing hail right now. It's moving rapidly to the northeast, 20 miles per hour, and that hail size about 3/4 of an inch. You can see this little bullseye of light purple or pink, whatever you want to call it. That is likely where we are seeing the hail falling. So again, all of that moving to the northeast, just to the east of Kettner Mill near Stanley, and moving northeast. So we extend out, and you can see again in the path of this storm, in the history of it, it has been producing hail indicated by this pink and purple shading. So we know it has produced hail, and it looks still like it is doing that. Not only that, it's producing some pretty strong wind gusts. Within this, we have had wind gusts of anywhere from 40 to 50 miles per hour. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour are possible, and you can see right now wind gusts of anywhere from 25 to 35 plus miles per hour while this storm is moving to the northeast. So again, looking at our shear rate where you see these little streaks, that's where we are also likely seeing some fairly strong winds even at this hour. So that again in effect until 6:15. Right now 81 degrees, 72 Mount Eagle, 83 in Dalton. Dew points are high. It is very muggy in Chattanooga. You need to head up to Murphy for the drier air. The dew point is 56. We'll see that mugginess continuing basically through the week, and we will see drier air moving in, noticeably drier by Sunday of your weekend. Sky watchers, 85 Chattanooga, 87 in East Brainerd for the high, only 79 Lookout Mountain, 86 in Somerville, made it to 81 in Turtletown, 88 in Delano, and that should be 87 in Athens and 88 degrees in 10 Miles. So heading out this evening, 81 right now, and we will drop into 77, climb back to 80. Not going to see much of a change in our temperature over the next few hours.
Okay, thank you so much, David. Well, coming up on Local 3 News at 5:30, the South Pittsburgh community is mourning.
We remember the 4 young people killed in a tragic car accident that happened over the weekend.
What the Tech is sponsored by Tennessee Wesleyan University Fort Sanders Nursing Department. Complete your bachelor's or master's in person or online. Learn more at tnwesleyan.edu/nursing.
Have you ever thought of trying to add up the total number of movies and shows streaming on services? There are so many options.
Our consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker has found an app that just may help save movie nights at home.
So what do you want to watch tonight? I don't care. How about that? Nah. Nope. That looks good. Nope. I can't stand her. We haven't seen that.
Does this ever happen in your house? This app, Matched, could ease the pain of finding something you both want to see. Download Matched on both phones and choose all the streaming services you get. Now, either person or the entire family can bookmark movies and shows they're interested in. Each person can rate movies they've seen to build their profile. This matches their taste in movies with other users around the world who've recommended the movies or shows. This gives both Matched users some ideas of things they might enjoy. Using those suggestions, each person sharing a Matched account is presented with movies available only on the streaming services they get. Much like Tinder, you swipe right for a movie you want to watch, left for the ones you're not interested in. You can read reviews, see who's in the movie, and even watch the preview on YouTube. When you and your partner get a match, it's saved in a to-watch list. Now, when you both sit down for movie night, you'll both have movies and shows listed that you both want to watch. So you don't spend the whole night just trying to find something to watch. That hardly ever ends well.
Awful.
I'm Jamie Tucker, and Matched is the app of the day.
A Marion County town was torn apart this weekend when they learned 4 of their own had been killed in a car accident. 3 graduates and a current student at South Pittsburgh High School were killed. Another student remains in the hospital. Our Mary Frances Hoots is in the studio with this story. Mary Frances.
Greg, one of the hardest parts about working in education is losing a student. Director of Marion County Schools, Dr. Mark Griffiths, says this is something the town will never get over. THP says the 5 young people were driving on South Pittsburgh Mountain Road early Saturday morning when they left the road and hit a tree while going around a curve. All played football at some point during their time at the high school.
16 years I've had to deal with tragedy, but nothing to this magnitude as far as dealing with students. Just great young men that had a lot of future. I'll say that there was a lot of promise and future there.
The school held a prayer vigil Saturday night at the football field. There will be a benefit softball tournament this weekend, and all the money raised will go to the families impacted. We have all the specifics to that on our website. In the studio, Mary Frances Hoots, Local 3 News.
Mary Frances, thank you. Let's get over to the Storm Alert Center. Chief Meteorologist David Carnes following some activity on the radar. David.
Yeah, Greg, severe thunderstorm warning still in effect until 6:15. Another 30 minutes for parts of Hamilton County, parts of Sequatchie County, and parts of Marion County, really the southeastern portion of Sequatchie and Marion County. And it's really Hamilton County that is now under the gun from that line of strong storms moving through. The biggest hazard, up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail falling, and we have seen both of those. So damage to roofs, siding, trees, down tree limbs, things of that nature. Absolutely a possibility if you're in Soddy Daisy, Lakeside, Walden, Red Bank, those areas. You are really under the gun with this storm moving to the northeast at a pretty good clip right now. This is the main strongest part of the storm. It is moving to the northeast at a pretty good clip, 29 miles per hour. Look at that, moving northeast at 29 miles per hour. 70% chance it's producing hail, and it has been producing hail. Up to 3/4 of an inch in diameter. So we're watching that very closely. Here are some of the areas that will be impacted within the next 30 minutes by this storm. And you can see Soddy Daisy, looking at Grant, Mowbray, 25 minutes, and already moving through Lone Oak and Laurel Creek right now, just approaching and beginning to move through Walden and Red Bank as well. Again, this is where we have the strongest portion of the storm right here. That's also where we have this core of likely hail that is falling. So this is the area with the most likely hail. You can see the heavy lightning to the south, and again, all of that is moving northeast. Now, this is our hail swath, which shows the history of the storm that has been producing hail as it's been moving to the northeast. So hail, a pretty good likelihood, as well as strong wind gusts Wind gusts, we have seen some getting clocked in at 45 to 50 miles per hour. Here we have anywhere from 30, 40 miles per hour. So the winds are starting to pick up a little bit over toward Soddy Daisy as well. We have seen some 20 mile per hour wind gusts from Walden, Middle Valley into Soddy Daisy. So until 6:15, this storm will be moving through. Rainfall over the past 12 hours, it has been pretty impressive, especially near Dunlap in the Sequatchie Valley, 1.5 inches of rain. We've seen about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch in parts of the valley. We're going to see those amounts going up as those storms move through. You can see we've almost had 1 inch down toward Jasper and 1/2 to 1 inch up on the Cumberland Plateau as well. A lot of cloud cover still over Chattanooga. Taking a look from the view at eastridge.com cam. I think the ridge cut, I totally messed it up, Olivia. I'm sorry. 81 degrees right now in Chattanooga. It is muggy outside. If you have not been outside in the past couple of hours, it is oppressively muggy. Feels really, really rough out there right now. It's 82 in Athens, 80 in Murphy, and 79 degrees in Blue Ridge. So here we go with that line of storms moving through. But hey, we're not done yet. You can see another area of rain and thunderstorms that'll be moving through late tonight into the overnight and really on through tomorrow morning. I think we'll have a chance of seeing some of these storms continuing to press on through. So take a look. This takes us into Tuesday morning and just some spotty showers and storms for your drive time. They will push out and we won't see much in the afternoon and early evening hours, but I wouldn't let this fool you. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a couple firing up, so that's something to look out for. Then on Wednesday, looking like the chance of showers and storms will come back in, especially in the morning hours. So I'm going to keep the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms pretty high with warm, muggy air in place. And then on Thursday, it stays warm, stays a little on the muggy side, but we will lower our rain chance to only 10%. Showers and storms a little more likely Friday, and then lo and behold, just in time for the weekend, we'll dry out and have some pretty nice weather with lower humidity in place by Sunday.
I am just so incredibly thankful. It has been a faith-renewing journey for me.
This cancer survivor is using her story to show other people fighting the same battle they're not alone. At 6, find out how she overcame the odds and hopes to inspire others. That's coming up in just a few minutes right here on Local 3 News.
Local 3 Traffic, presented by CHI Memorial. Our team of cancer specialists review and recommend the best treatment options to care for our patients. And nurse navigators help patients throughout their journey with cancer. Learn more at memorial.org/cancer.
Take a look outside here. You see not a lot of traffic out today. Almost looks like a holiday ballgame there. Damp interstates. If you're headed out, the last accident reported to Hamilton County 911 was more than an hour ago. So a pretty good commute going on this Monday afternoon.
Well, coming up on Local 3 News at 5:30, you don't want to miss this sweet story.
Two people fell in love 70 years ago, only to be separated by war. Today, the reunion of a lifetime.